finally, let's talk about the object class. Java defines a special class called object that is an implicit superclass of all other classes. Therefore, all classes inherit the methods in the object class. A variable of type object can refer to an object of any other class, including an array. So here's an example. We can have an object OB can be a new one dim point. And then there are some methods in the object class that are useful. So one is the clone. So every Java class automatically inherits these methods that clone, that creates a copy of this object, equals, test whether two objects are equal, finalize, call before recycling the method, hash code returns the hash code of the object, and an important one, toString, returns a string describing the object. So we're gonna work on an example where we can actually use toString, but we can also see how we can override the toString method. All right, so let's look back at our age class from chapter 4. So what we had with this class was that we had a class age that has an integer age attribute and also a constructor age, which will take the initial value and then set age to a. And then here we had two objects, my age and my cat's age. That was 37 and 15. And we were able to print I am my age years old and I will be this age, I'll be in 50 in this years. Also my cat is something years old. So what happens if I run this program? Okay, it worked as expected. I said, I am 37 years old and I will be 15, 13 years. My cat is 15 years old. So here's my question. My question is, what happens if I print my age? So what do you think will be printed if I print my age? So you might pause the video, think about it, and come up with an answer. Otherwise, let's look at the solution. So if I run this, it printed this line was age at this value. So age is, we know that's the name of the class. And what this might be, this is the memory address of where my age is. So if I move this with PL, my cat's age, my age and my cat's age are two separate objects, which means they reside different places in the memory. So this is my age, this is where I am. This is my cat's age, this is where I am. So how can we, it's also, what happens, so we haven't answered the question, what happens if I call my age? If I call my age, it actually calls a method called toString, right? So here's what it is. I can always say my age dot toString method, and we'll actually print the same thing. The reason was that calling my age automatically calls my age dot toString. As you can see, those two outputs are identical. So can I override toString and then just print whatever I want? And the answer is yes. So we have to remember toString comes from the super class object, and we're able to override that. We can say public toString, and then the signature must be the same. So it must be void toString and no arguments. So what I can do is I can just print whatever I want to return. I want to maybe the string. So can't exactly remember. So one way to find out. So I'm going to say return, and now I can construct my own output. I can say I am plus age plus years old. Of course, there's better ways to do this, but this is just to demo. So now if I call my age, or if I call my age to string, this will be returned. So let's see if this will work. All right, no problem so far. So when I call my age, I am 37 years old. If I call my age dot toString explicitly, it will also print the same thing. I can also call my age and I'll say I am 15 years old. But again, alternatively, I can say my cat age dot toString. Also print out the same thing. There we go. All right, so now we have an output that looks much better. Okay, so we can also do this. I can open the account class from here. Here we go. And I can overwrite the toString method. So I know I have an account name. I know I have an account ID, and also know balance. So I can use them to print some nice output. I can say public string to string, and then I can overwrite the origin to string and just print whatever I want. Return, I can say account name plus name and plus \n account ID plus account ID. I can also do this. Can hit enter here. Then plus. So one more thing, we can say \n account balance. Okay, and that's balance. Okay, simple as that. So again, if I call toString on any account, or just call the name of the string, it will say account name, account ID, account balance. So let's test this. I'm going to open the demo class, and then here instead, let's change them. No, let's keep them there. I can say PL. Yeah, maybe good idea first. Just get rid of them for a while. So I can say PL and call account one. See what happens, and then we can read it. So Java. So I have to compile account.java first, not found, because I have to say cd account list. So compile account Java, compile account demo.java, and then call account demo to run. Oops. Demo. So calling printing account one will print account name, none, account ID 100, account balance is 0. So likewise, we can print account 2 and print account 3. So again, recompile account because no, we don't have to. Account demo. Here we go.